Talking about movie franchises that have went on for too long because of the Indiana Jones movie that came out over the weekend not performing like they had hoped it would, and people questioning now, should they have made this movie? Could they possibly make another? And so we want to hear from you guys to hear what you think, what movie franchises should have ended 1, 2, or maybe 3 movies earlier.
Now, unless I Googled wrong, do you know how many indie movies there are?
What is it, like 5?
5. You got it.
Oh, look at that. That was a good guess, huh?
Hey. All right, here's another question. This is turned into how many movies has it been?
Yes.
You mentioned Fast and Furious as a franchise. People have long said it's too long.
Way too long.
But it still makes money.
It does.
So that's the question. How many Fast and Furious?
We have to be at 11?
11? Yeah!
Is it 11?
Ding, 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 ding.
That's impressive. That's impressive.
And then the 12th one does come out April of 2025.
Oh
so
my
that is for sure. Owen mentioned if you were younger and you remembered Land Before Time.
Which was good.
The dinosaur movies.
I liked them when I was little.
I didn't know there was other ones, but there's 14 of them.
14?
14 Land Before Time movies.
Movies?
Yep, movies.
The first one came out in 1988.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, I only remember watching it one. I mean, I probably watched it a bunch of times, but I don't know any of the storylines of the movies. I just remember watching it.
The little dinosaurs.
The little dinosaurs being
so
cute.
So Regina still loves, because you were asking what would be franchises you're kind of done with.
Yeah.
But Regina said she still loves Scream. So Scream is currently sitting at 6 movies.
We're getting close.
And they said that she believes that maybe others would say it's been too many.
But she thinks it's okay.
She thinks it's still good, but I think it walks the line. So some of the other longer franchises, any other guesses?
I know that people would say one of the ones that I said was Transformers.
Which
I
still think that's low.
They just came out with a new one this past a week or two ago, which I haven't seen yet. It looks okay, but after the first one was so good and so epic, and even the second one I was still really on for, and then once we got to the 4th or 5th one, I was like, I think this could end. Yeah, I love the first ones, but now it's to the point where I'm like, no.
Well, some of the other bigger, longer franchises for movies, Star Wars.
Of course, yes.
Something called, I know what it is, Gamera, which was the Godzilla monster stuff.
Okay, yep.
But it's not the Godzilla ones.
It's the different ones?
So Gamera had a bunch of movies. Star Trek clocks in, I think, at 13 movies.
That's a lot.
For it.
But you can't you can't be the guy who's Star Wars should have less movies. People will pronounce you dead if you say that.
They
it's
still
over.
love it. And we're counting movies because some still
Yeah.
have TV shows that are attached to it. Spider-Man has quite a few. Of course, they say the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
It is a lot. It's a lot.
I think it's 36.
It's a lot to handle.
James Bond, 27 or 28.
27 James Bond movies?
And you remember The Mummy?
The Mummy? It sounds familiar.
So The Mummy, I guess, started, it has 19 movies to it. I only remember
Oh, yeah, I see
the
this
one
here.
guy, Brandon Fraser. Mm-hmm. So they say there's 19 movies, but they started Mummy movies back in 1932.
Yeah, it's a lot. It seems like a lot. I mean, if you have The Mummy, that's what I think about James Bond, too. I know people love James Bond. 26 movies seems crazy. That seems like way too many.
It doesn't seem crazy.
It seems wild.
It is crazy.
It is crazy. I mean, how many storylines could you make? The other one that I had, and people are going to be mad at me for this, but that's okay, is it didn't even go on for a long time, but this was just one movie too many, and that was Toy Story 4.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be the one to say it.
I 100%
It
agree
should have
with
ended
you.
at 3.
4 was
It
worthless.
was why did we even make 4? It had such a great ending at 3. Why would they even do that to
You're
us?
not the only one saying that.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I love Toy Story. I want more of it, but at that point, it was after 3, after Andy gave away his toys, how do you make another movie?
It ruined the whole thing.
If you like that video, there's a ton more. Go check out our past videos and subscribe so you don't miss what we do next.